A good morning to our dear viewers coming live from Ngoma Media Space. My name is Kivuna Frank, President Ngoma Inter-University Students Association. Happy joining with you this morning in a discussion that will talk basically about a topic of youth unemployment and increased insecurity in Ngoma. With me, our panelists today and our main discussants. Briefly, let me usher them in to have a brief introduction. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Kasigwa George, one of the students of Ngusa, and I come from Ngoma, Kaseke district, North constituency, from a deep village there called Chikonji. I don't know what most of you know about it, but I come from Chikonji. I'm privileged to be here to address matters of national importance, particularly for my home area, Ngoma. I'm privileged to be here, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nms Talk. I also come from Ngoma, and I'm also a member of Ngusa alumni. I'm privileged to be here.
Thank you very much.
About unemployment and
On my extreme right, I don't know this person. He has been in media for over now. I don't know, but you can introduce yourself.
Our dear viewers and my colleagues who are here, good morning. The moderator, I'm very happy for you because you have given me this chance to discuss about the issues that are affecting our society. My name is Moraze Charles Munwa, son to Munwa Geoffrey from Nakaseke district, Nakaseke North constituency, and Chinon sub-county, and I'm the incoming chairperson of C5 Nakaseke district, and I'm a former speaker of this association of Ngusa. I'm very glad to be here.
Thank you very much. Interestingly, all our panelists have passed through Ngusa or Ngoma Inter-University Students Association. We're always very happy receiving you back and having a say as regards to our community. You're welcome in this morning discussion. Our topic today is youth unemployment and insecurity in Ngoma, which I must think that you know what is happening on ground, much as you're not a day-to-day person that lives on ground, but you must have your ears there. Recently, we have had so many insecurity cases that have been arising in our constituency, and I must think that you've really picked interest in these insecurities and really tried to know what is the cause. So we're here in this discussion to briefly delve into what are the causes of insecurity, what is the main solution that we can come up to mitigate all these insecurity cases, and probably talk about youth unemployment, which I must think is really affecting our people. So to begin with, I will begin with the first panelist at my extreme right, George Kasugwa, to briefly tell us about insecurity and have your beautiful insights about this topic in regards to our home area. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity you've given me. I think I have 5 minutes, is it?
Yes, please.
Okay. Now the 5 minutes, before I even say anything, I would like to appreciate in a special way the patron of Ngusa, Mr. Nms Talk. This is a person that we've all gone through, and he has been there ever since I was still at university. Even before I joined the university, he has been there. So I appreciate him. If I see these innovative things that you're doing, it makes me really happy. Thank you so much. Then I'll dive direct into the topic. Let me, I think, give a preamble or a foundation or a background of what insecurity means and what the different types of insecurities that we could be having. But I'll concentrate on 2 types of insecurities that are mostly affecting Ngoma, which is physical and environmental insecurity. But before I say anything, the word insecurity refers to that perceived or actual threat or well-being, the threat of people's well-being within the community. It can be an individual, it can be the whole community. That threat that is affecting people, I can consider it as something that is insecure, in other words. So communities have faced with a lot of insecurities are faced with a lot of insecurities, I may say. For example, the first type of insecurity we have physical insecurity. type of physical insecurity is this type of insecurity whereby it is affecting an individual. For example, 50. For example, the killings that are happening. If I talk about 50, I've seen people being stolen, their cars are being stolen. For example, Mr. Jafmani, they stole his car. For example, Kazim, they stole his car. For example, I can't mention them all, but that is a type of physical insecurity. I can talk of killings. I've seen very many people being killed in Ngoma. One of my friends was killed, son to Mr. Ituza was being killed. Of recent, I think 2 days back, there have been shootings within Chensha, and I may say those are all falling under physical insecurity. Yeah. I can talk about land bangles. You've seen these land bangles. For example, the land of Mr. Kavija and Chafnele, there have been land bangles. We have had land bangles on the land of Mr. Kempaka. Yes, we have. Yes, in Chensha. Yes, we have had langos in Nitiji. Is it Nitiji or Chambala? The land of Mr. Sheikh, if I'm not mistaken. There have been some langos. So all those ones fall under physical insecurity, which is the main issue that is affecting them as I speak now. So I know the next person will talk about what could be the possible solutions. But here I'm trying to show you. We have economic insecurity. I won't lag around there because that one is looking at the basic necessities. And as I said before, Ngoma is living, most people in Ngoma, they are living beyond the poverty line. So this is not an issue that is affecting them at the end of the day. So I won't spend a lot of time on that. Then we have environmental insecurity. Environmental insecurity, I've told you this one is looking at how people are doing deforestation. There is a lot of soil erosion. And that one is also making our people insecure. Because at the end of the day, we are faced with a drought. As I speak now, people's cows are dying.
And
there is a lot of drought.
About food insecurity.
Food insecurity at the end of the day. Even incomes. But if you do milking, you'll find a cow is giving you only 1 cup. Yeah? Wow. So what is the root cause of this? Deforestation. And what could be the possible solution? I think my friend will dive into that. Then we have political insecurity. Now political insecurity, this one is rising out of political activities at the end of the day. You find that when we're doing our voting, most especially primaries, you find that the polling station doesn't have even a police officer. So at the end of the day, people are fighting.
That happened. There's a recent case I saw in Kinoni. A gentleman, I think they were in a sports gala.
Exactly.
And yes.
And these people, because of
and previously in our primaries, we have also had those instances arise.
I can even give you an example. In the past voting, I was my brother was standing in as a chairman of system. So I was a polling agent of Nitiji. I didn't have any policemen there. People fought and they told whatever the votes, they threw away the ballot boxes. So all those are insecurities at the end of the day. So those are 4 types of insecurities that I can give you.
Okay.
Physical, economical, which is taking in unemployment, environmental, and then political.
Briefly, in just 1 minute, I think our leaders, because I must believe there are security institutions on ground. For example, the police stations bearing with the police personnel. But do you think our leaders are really aware? Their ears on ground to know all these rise of insecurities and the different kinds of insecurities as you've discussed? Do you really think in your own perspective?
I don't think, because first of all, now like the example I've given you, it was my brother standing against incumbent.
Okay.
Yeah? So meaning if it was insecurity, it was in the favor of the the incumbent. So I don't think he will give it a ear, like he will listen to it when it was in his favor at the end of the day. So you'll find that if it is in the favor of a political leader, every day they won't have policemen at the polling station. Okay. But our leaders should look for always, because as you think of going through this political term, or you're thinking of sitting in that political position, think about the life of people at the end of the day. Over your own personal interest, I may say. Yes.
Thank you very much, our brother Kasubwa. I think I'll get back to you in the due course of the discussion.
Thank you so much.
We have looked at the different kinds of insecurities, and here you've tried to explain and show us and put your gist of discussion, particularly the physical insecurity that is really the main problem of our area in Goma. So at this particular point, we want to look at the different solutions, how we can mitigate this problem, how really can we come out with the different or devised means of solving these rising insecurity cases. Because I must really put it that they are now on an increase. Day in, day out, you hear this, this one has been shot, this has happened. So really, what are the different, I will think, get interested with the Madam Stella to delve into the different solutions that can be developed to mitigate this problem. So, welcome.
Uh, Good morning, everyone. Good morning, dear viewers. I'm glad to be here to take in this discussion with you. First of all, thank you, Mr. President Ngusa. As I'm going to continue from what my brother Katibwa has said, he gave us different views about insecurity in our area, specifically in Goma, the North Constituency. So we are talking about Nakaseka at large, but we're being specific with our home area. He talked about 3 types of insecurity, but we are going to focused about physical, hard environmental and environmental insecurity. Under physical, he mentioned about land angles. He mentioned about safety of cars, theft of animals like cattle, killings, murder. All that was under physical
what do you think
insecurity.
we can do to really mitigate all these issues?
Me, I think the solution to cattle stealing, it should come up with, okay, people have tried their best actually. Farmers have tried, they have put tags, they have labeled their animals, but they still steal their animals at night. And before, like back then, this habit was not common. Like now it has increased over
but it's on rise.
It is on rise, and the advantage of it is that we have also grown up, not like back in then 20 years ago when we were young. We were young, and the advantage there, it was like safety was not there. Maybe also unemployment, like high increase of unemployment in youth, maybe it can also be a cause.
Yes.
But I will not talk about that right now. Let's get the solution of stealing cows.
Okay.
These cows which they steal from Ngoma to Nakasongwera, from Nakasongwera to Ngoma, from Kinyogoga to Masindi. If I'm talking at that in a broad picture, it may be because of this also infrastructure development, like roads.
How?
For instance, for us, they have put for us that road of Kashos Road is connecting us very well from Nakasongwera straight to Ngoma. You pass by Mdugudu up to Ngoma.
Yes.
Like you connect, like it's connecting to different people's farms. And we don't know people in the other district, their habits. Maybe they may be transferring their habits to Nakaseke, and during night they just have to carry those animals. There's a scenario whereby they arrested some Mura which was carrying 3 cows crossing that border.
It was even banned.
It was at that bridge of castles. So I think there should be an increment in in police stations, the police posts.
Okay.
A station is the big one, but it should be a small post whereby you find a roadblock somewhere, even if it's 2 or 3 officers, to just interrogate anyone who will be passing, like where are you going, what are you carrying, which cow is this, or where are you taking it from, whose farm? Just a few questions. This person, if he's not a right person, the way it is in a wrong hand, you see that person taking off. Or before you know, everyone will tell, I think will tell a thief, like this roadblock here, don't go, and you find like we have cut off, we have reduced, or we have fought that safety of cows. About the issue of cars, I will talk about putting car trackers, but everyone may not afford it because in my car there is a car tracker, but I pay 400 per year, and it's not that everyone can. And anyway, so the person who affords to buy a car, I guess, can also.
How about the recent development of government?
Yes, before we go there, I guess before, okay, this one has just come and it's in our favor. Like, it's going to fight it completely, I guess. But before, I think everyone, if you haven't reached, like, you can also do it yourself before the government does it for you. You put that tracker.
So how people should come up with trackers and
I can't also emphasize on trackers because not everyone in the village has a smartphone. You have to see that track on your smartphone. But at least the great job that the government has done is to introduce those digital number plates. Before you know, you will get, like, even if your vehicle is in Ngoma, they still it up to cross borders, maybe to Tanzania, you will still have access to it because it is digitalized. So that solution is already done for us, and we are grateful for this government. About the environmental insecurity, back then, let's say when NRA was in a rural triangle, the area was bushy. I don't think they chose, because it was maybe the best field for them to fight, because it was bushy. So people came up with this kind of civilization by cutting down trees. They want to make bush clearing, they want to make their farms clean, they want, it is also good, but it has also come up with disadvantages. Okay, back then, we have seen Ngoma, back then, like, I think our president knows it better. When he was there fighting, it was bushy. Even those guys of wrong, okay, not even my parents, let's say my grandparents who were there those days, it was bushy. It was not a place to stay in. It was a bushy area. It was for fighting as they fought in it. But when years came, like when they came on changing, people started clearing bushes, and right now it's being ranked among the best farmers in Uganda. It is also on the map.
The clearing of bushes and
the clearing, exactly. The clearing of bushes came up with deforestation, which has caused the drought. Right now, people are dying. Like, they are suffering in this month of January, February, March. People be suffering because we wanted our farms to be clean. We cleared them, but again, we are coming up with deforestation, which is causing drought,
food insecurity, and
and it is coming up with also other disadvantages. So I think we should come up with this solution of afforestation, whereby you cut one tree and plant two. We sensitize our people.
Maybe to interrupt a little bit. Let our leaders also inform people about sensitize our people in our community about the advantages of planting these trees. Let them inform them about the program that are running at the district. If the government is providing trees through NADS, maybe may say it's MFA. There is MFA. Let our people know and let them utilize these government services. But at the end of the day, the government is putting in a lot to see that we are foregoing these insecurities. But because of lack of knowledge and people don't know about what is happening there, we end up not.
Yes, sir. On that very point, you're talking of let our people be sensitized. Who should really do this?
Us, because I've given an example. Like 20 years ago, take a picture where our parents were. They are naive, they are ignorant, but they have educated us. I think we should do. If even the government comes in, if even police comes in, we should first sensitize ourselves. Before even we go far, this insecurity where we find like a person is going to be dead, is going to be killed right in the night. Mobilize yourself. Go home early.
I want to speak in a perspective of our people. Probably they believe they have vested their power and voices in the leaders they do elect. So do you think really the leaders have done much as regards to advocacy in terms of getting government programs on the district and then curbing down these insecurity cases? Do you think they have really done what is?
That's where I wanted to come from. That's the point I wanted to mention. Yes, as Stella said, we need to sustain our parents. That's true. Because me as Kasigwa, I know as I've managed to break down the types of insecurity, I know that deforestation is bad. That's true. So I need to sensitize my parent. But as I sensitize my parent, the leader, my leader, or the leader of my home area has to do better than I do. Because at the end of the day, ask me why. At the end of the day, is the person that is sitting at the district. He knows each program that is coming from the government, and he's the one having all the information to inform people that, you know what, now trees have come at the district, to go and pick them. I may sensitize people, but I may not know any program that is running at the district. At the end of the day, I may not know even the time when these trees are going to come. So meaning, as we sensitize our parents, our leaders should also take a what? A lead. Yeah,
Okay.
take a lead.
So our leaders should do a pivotal role.
Exactly. As we are also helping them. It should be a combined effort.
So this could act probably as a wake-up call to our leaders.
Our
Because
leaders.
many people there, they really expect a lot from the leaders they do elect. So at this particular point, you will allow me have a short
Let me
break.
first add one more solution about the youth who are being killed, maybe because of insecurity. But I think someone will not find you in my bed and kill.
Okay.
If you try to leave town and yes, say you've been traveling, exercise yourself, do the best, do your part, then you leave the rest maybe to God.
Does that bring in the issue of leaving towns late and
Yes,
centers late?
people leave centers late. You find of course we already have robbers who are going to stay, who are like waiting for that vehicle, who are waiting for that motorcycle. You're riding at night at 3, you're going at your home. So like they don't also tempt those guys.
What she said is right. We find that now our brothers in some center, sometimes they get, which is not bad. Social capital is not bad. But be vigilant. As the president always says, security begins with you.
That's true.
Yeah? You have to be vigilant yourself, as the police is also doing what?
It's helping you. Yet on that issue of Mr. Kasigwa, security begins with you. There is one solution I wanted to bring in, and it is about registration of those members. For example, starting from home, you have to first register Umukozi Murisawe. Then you register those people who work in the farm. Our sister was talking about clearing the bush. Then if we are clearing the bush, you have very many workers there. Then we should make sure that the area of farm, we have to register that person. Like maybe this period of drought, but
and these are people can easily be manipulated.
Even when you employ anyone, that person to have a document talking about him or her. Just because someone is skilled, he knows how to make the way you just employ. You should at least get a national ID, know where that person is coming from, where does he stay, so that it can also ease the policemen to do their job.
Yesterday, before I forget it,
we are all focusing on police because first police has its role is to keep law and order. But before it keeps law and order, first start with you, let everything start with on the family level before even you go further to politics, to leaders, police, let it start from the family level. Let us first organize our families. Then,
if I forget this,
briefly, summarize.
Like even our leaders, like those people who are planning to contest, they have started organizing those garas. If you have noticed, the garas marches for different sub-counties and villages. But they have not done their role to provide enough security. For example, recently it was in Chinonandi versus Chabika. It was, I think, Professor Zgara. They played, but at the end, they ended up fighting because there was no what? There was no security. It was just a small argument between the two parties. Then at the end, they fought and there was no the police. And at the end, we found that most of the people were what? They were injured. Even in Chesand, most of the people were beaten. It was Chunin versus Chesand also. And motorcycles were burnt. Some of the people, one man from Chunin was beaten. He was going to die because he spent over 3 months in Mulago because of such issues. So those people are planning the garas and what? Security should be on the ground.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, our viewers.
I think last year May up to December, over 10 motorcycles in Chinon, only Chinon village, sub-county, they were stolen. So what causes that? The people, the locals, they connect with intruders, those who can easily sell those motorcycles outside. But why? Because they don't have what? Money. Why don't they have money? They don't have what to do. They don't have the required skills. If at all the jobs are there, because we have some schools there in Chinoni and Ngoma, but then our own students, can they teach there? The answer is no. Why? Some of them dropped out of school.
Others are half-baked.
So even if they go there, they cannot be employed. We have now the different companies that are starting, but you find that we are hiring people outside our constituents, over our district, to come Bakoromu Ezo companies
and do our work.
Exactly, to do our work.
We should have been the first priority.
Exactly. So I am calling upon our parents. Ebyokuhinjira is good also, but no man osomere na abasa kuja akahinjiro. And number two, when these boys and girls after campus, when they graduate, let our parents also try to devise means how can they help them to start up their own jobs, because our parents know that when you graduate, the other thing is either look for the job or go and get what? Go and get married. Okay. But still that will still bring what? A problem to our society. Then we have limited, in fact we have one in the whole district, one vocational training institute. So I don't think it is enough for all the people in Nakaseke, for the population, so that it can handle or it can provide the what? The required skills. Because we know that the vocationals, they help us to get the skills that we can either start up our own what? Our own businesses, or we can also get those skills to meet the what? The standards of the jobs that are available.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Should I say honorable? So you've tackled on the different issues that basically that causes unemployment in our area, and correlating it to insecurity or unemployment being one of the prime causes of insecurity, and which I must say it could be true or probably true, because the levels of unemployment are really high. If you look at our boys, they are doing boys and girls doing casual work, and some of them are not even in casual work, some of them are just sit at home. So resultantly, the mind forces them, as you know, that an idle man is a devil's workshop. So have this, all that said, we want to look at the different solutions that can come out to mitigate this issue of unemployment, it being one of the prime causes of insecurity. And the issue at hand now is insecurity. Time in, time out, we are having insecurity cases on a rise. So I will usher in our last discussant, that is Kangume Wamnono, to really take us through the different solutions that can mitigate this problem at hand.
Yes, I want to thank you. First and foremost, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Kangume Samuel Wamnono is my dad. I'm an educationist, a politician, and a youth advocate for our betterment of our country and our home area, Nakaseke district. I personally have been a leader, I've been a student, I got done with my education. I know what it means with unemployment, I know what it means with leadership, and I know what it means with government implementing the programs that can eradicate us from this problem of unemployment. As I go on to dive into our theme of today, which is unemployment and insecurity, also to give the solutions to unemployment, I would like to start with this quote of Isabel, where he said, never look at someone who is lucky and he say that person is lucky. That is always a lazy man's mind. Because Not everything you say this person is okay, who has made a step, and this person is lucky. No. There are other hidden agendas or other hidden steps that person made to be where he is. Now, as I go into unemployment is a situation where someone is willing and able to work, but is unable to find a job at any working conditions available and any salary. So this person is willing to work, but is unable to get a job. And there are two types of unemployment that are so basic. There is voluntary unemployment and involuntary unemployment. Voluntary is where someone is, jobs are there, they are ready to pay that person, but the person not willing to go and take on that job. And the involuntary is where someone, you're willing to work, but you're unable to get a job. Now, as to our home area, if I go to the solutions, unemployment, we have very many issues within our area. One, how are we going to go away with unemployment? We are lucky as Nakaseke district. We are the one of the district which still has a large chance of land within the whole country. Now, recently when Mzee was doing the national tours, he has a point that he always made, that why would you make the land, instead of maintaining the land after the parents has gone, you find kids now they want to sell that land. Everyone wants to get a part, a petition. So one of the solution is, that means if you say you're going to create poverty, and when you create poverty, at the end of it all, people will have to look for a cost of living or to have something to live, and they're going to be unemployed. So one of the solution is, let's improve our land tenure system within Ngoma. Okay. Let's not allow to fragment our land. Let's maintain our own land. Oinitaka, oinemahiro, nomgusuna yargaho, mugumitaka ryeitu, o mugumitaka ryanyu. Kokurihaho, that means you have to go, this is leading to why we see high levels of rural urban unemployment. People coming from the village, they are coming to town, they don't have a job, but they have hopes that they will find jobs. But we are living from where we have a lot of resources. Secondly, let's improve our small industries within our area. We are lucky, we are gifted with natural resources, we are gifted with land, we are gifted with milk. Recently you saw Nakaseke was ranked among the best milk producing districts. Yeah. But what do we have there? We have those small industries that can create those small jobs. Because the population we are looking at, leave alone the elite group of people who are saying that are educated, but there are these people who stopped in senior 2, senior 3, they can earn a living. I'm lucky now we have Honorable here. He started the company for making wood, and he's employing some people. We can see it here. This is what we mean. Let's start this. If you employ 2 or 3, you're saving some people who are unemployed. Okay. Who are unemployed. So let's have these small scale industries in our area. And because when we have them, that means you're going to create jobs for other people. Secondly,
maybe to interact in, to add in a bit to what he's saying, there is for us in business, there is what we call a SWOT analysis, where you study your strength, your weaknesses, your threats or opportunities, I may say. So people of Ngoma, all with the young youth, aged 18 to 30, we should know what is our strength as Ngoma. You get it? Okay. Yes. If it is dairy farming, how can we improve this dairy farming? You know now, in fact, I expected this guy, because he's a teacher by profession, Mr. Charles, he would even tell us more about the education sector. How has it impacted on the unemployment? Because the language is from education. So if we can take out the mentality of saying that we are studying to get a job, and then we get the mentality, you know, what you call mind change,
create a job.
To create, exactly, you get it. How can we add value on our land? Because at the end of the day, we have seen that our strength as Ngoma or Nakaseke, it is dairy farming. How have we done this dairy farming to suit the standard or to be at the best? And you find that Kasibwa, I'm not looking for the job. Instead, I'm employing 100 workers to milk my cows down in Ngoma. You're getting it. We should change our mind from being a mind of looking for a job to a mind of starting a job.
That is to ask the youth.
Exactly. our president has been saying about the issue of a 4-acre model, whereby someone is doing cattle keeping, you're growing maybe your coffee, you're doing what on that on those 4 acres. But we have an opportunity that Ngoma we still have big chunks of land, but we failed to add the value.
We still depend on subsistence farming.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, you find that we are even buying food. You have 1 square mile, but you're buying food from Masindi. You're buying food from Nakasongola.
And actually, you find that's where I have to bring it is okay. Yes. We're about modernizing our agriculture. Because as Nakaseke, our backbone of our economy, it is agriculture.
Sure.
That is our source of income. So we have all the opportunities that we should have to modernize our home area. When you check this 4-acre model, the one of the president that is moving around countrywide. Now, what if we make it here in Ngoma? We have a square mile, and what if you make that? How much will you earn? We've seen people doing silage. How many people in our home area have adopted that? Currently, we have issues of it is now shiny in the dry season. We have issues. That's why we see there is high levels of seasonal unemployment. People who are earning something in rainy season, when it comes now, they are out of the market because one, we are depending on milk. Milk production now has reduced. That means those people are going to be rendered unemployed. So let's modernize our agriculture. Let's we put those structures within our home area. Secondly,
first point.
Yes.
You say the people in Akasete depend. Okay, most of us depend on subsistence farming. Look at a situation where this cattle is going to be affected by foot and mouth. How are those people going to survive? So we should come up with such solutions, another alternative in case. Most of us, you find like our source of income is either sell milk. If today they have not, if they haven't paid, if the milk people haven't paid, you find like a parent is going to go to a money lender to get school fees for a kid. So how do we forego that? The question goes to you.
Yes. How do we forego that? Yes. One of the things is if we have an alternative in the way you earn your revenue or the income, that means you will be able to sustain in any condition. For instance, when you check, these are people who are business people here in Central, say in Uganda. People you find is making business here, is earning a salary somewhere, and he has also the cattle somewhere. That means if it is in this condition, time for school fees, he has an alternative where he can get what? The money with ease. But now for us, you find you're depending on rain and cows. And how you earn your money, it is through what? Milk. And now this time that means you're going to be out of the market. And you have to go to the money lender to get the money.
Thank you very much for that respectful submission. And at this particular point, I want us to come to a conclusion. And in our conclusion, I want us to narrow our discussion in just briefly.
On Nms submission and who talked about unemployment. I think the government has done good work about PDM, Personal Development Model. It is looking up to even this person. You think that he has no capital to start. They will give you 1 million. So I still support his point of small scale industries. Not everyone can afford a small scale industry, but you will buy that small machine, any machine. Let's say for us who are in farming, guys, let's say you have bought a machine which will produce ghee. It will also start as a small scale industry. Before you know, you find that you have a big factory for making ghee. So if you're given that money, Personal Development Model, use it wisely. Buy something. Okay, people. Last time the president was trying, some goats, but for sure those goats were alarming. Like some goats looked miserable. Like you can't say like you bought a goat and it has multiplied in 3 years. You're still showing 3 goats. That math is not math.
The presumption is that you get the money.
let's be what creative. Let's create jobs. Let's not be job seekers. Because at least even yesterday there's a university which graduated. Last month Mook was graduating. The other time it was scare you. You know, we are all there meandering. We don't have what to do. The only solution is to look for jobs. Like sorry, is create jobs ourselves. Like you come up with an idea, do it. If people are buying it, then at the end of the day, we'll also be employing some people.
Okay, actually, to conclusively, just a minute.
Add on little.
Okay.
On the issue of PDM, as we look it broadly, it's here I would like to request even to our government, because you bring PDM. Why doesn't the government now implement a policy by involving the students at the university high institutional planning into the financial literacy? These policies of PDM would work effectively if these people are given the first priority first, because at the end of it all, they are the people who are going to come into the population and look for jobs. And they are the people whom you want to adopt the PDM.
And they can sensitize the people back home.
Why then don't the government have that policy implemented at higher institutions? Because we won't affect the education system, because these are mature people. They are going to come into the population. Last time there were almost like 9 universities. Currently there are very many. Every time people are graduating and you bring these policies, who are to implement? If these people have the financial literacy area, that means they can easily go and implement these policies, and at the end of it all, eradicate the problem.
Thank you very much. Conclusively, I want us to narrow our discussion to just 1 or 2 questions. Of course, we must agree, pertinent to our discussion today, insecurity and youth unemployment. I want in 1 or 2 words, Mr. Kasugwa, do you think, yes, people back there, they are claiming they gave all their power pursuant to Article 69 of the Constitution, and maybe pursuant to the powers invested in them, they elected their leaders. Do you think the leaders are doing to the expectations of the people? And is there a need for a wake-up call to our leaders to really come and have a say on these issues?
Okay, thank you so much. I think on that issue, these are issues that are affecting all nations or all districts, I may say. In every district you will find security, in every district you will find unemployment. But thanks goes to the government of Uganda, because unemployment was on 2.93 in 2022. It has now decreased to approximately 2.83. So you see that the government is also doing what? It's fighting a lot to see that it is eradicating the poverty and the unemployment that is in the country. However, our leaders in Goma, they should do, in fact, as you said, they should be the pivotal people to fight this thing. As you're also putting in our efforts, we as people, but our leaders should do a lot in sensitizing people about unemployment, first of all, and about insecurity. One, we as one, I can give you an example of recent. There was we were advertising some posters, but ask me how many people in Goma knew about that advert. No one knew about that.
So it comes back to the
So
leaders.
it comes back to the leader. Where are our councillors at the end of the day? Apart from us seeing them coming to ask for votes, where are they during the other normal running of the term? Because you'll only see a councillor asking you for a vote, but at the end of the day, I didn't know about the job that was advertised. If you make an analysis,
I didn't know that there are always bursaries at the district until I reached university. That's
You're
when I
getting
found
it.
out the people from Kivu are on bursary from the district.
now that's the issue. That's the issue I'm talking about. This one I think has been at the district at least not better. Opportunities are always knocking at the door, but ask me how many people from Nakaseke North constituents are working at the district?
How many are there?
How many are there?
Check in the local government. How
That's
many?
now that's the equation. It goes back to our leaders. If they killed, it was sad. You as our leaders, what have you done? Did you manage to follow up at least?
Have you come out to speak about the
Exactly.
They
incident?
even do that post-mortem.
Exactly. Because it's the leaders that need to do all this role. Sensitize these people. If they've killed someone, the leader should step in, guide these people, guide the people that before you remove a person from the scene, let them first do the post-mortem. Let them know what has killed the person. You're getting it. So yes, we will put in other effort. In fact, something I wanted to say about Kalia. because we are looking at, we have seen the other part of job creation, that we should create more jobs with the youth, but there is someone who wants to pursue career. But if you want to pursue career, what I can tell you is that now the minimum level of education is almost like bachelor's. Add on some courses. If you want to pursue career, add some courses, go for masters. Do some short courses. Monitoring and evaluation is always advertised each day. Look at what the employer is wanting, so that you can have a competition on you can compete on the interview panel. You're getting it. So that's what I can say.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time.
So thank you very much. I really thank you for your time, and actually very happy that all of you Ngusa alumni, or you pass through Ngusa, and this is really interesting whenever you come back and we have such interactive discussions, especially issues pertaining our area. So I want to thank the team that I've worked with, the technical team back there. Then also in a special way, thank our patron, that is Dr. Nms Talk, for always laboring in these pro bono services to us, and for always propelling this association to greater heights. Maybe conclusively also invite all people outside there to come and really subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Ngoma Media Space. Thank you very much, our dear viewers. Wish you the best.